It's the Taupo District Council meeting on the 25th of February. Do we have any clarification, typos, points of Councillor Body?
Your Worship, on page 3-4 down at the bottom, there's comments about Councillor Harvey and Cousins saying that they would assist. I'm just wondering, to assist in some of our land sales, or was it to do with something else?
It's the tender process.
And the tendering process for land.
Just regarding the tender processes.
Yeah.
And just one quick one, and I think I know what the answer is. Mrs. Jakes may be able to assist. When we did the code of conduct, there was a suggestion we numbered the pages. I think that was done. Was it not?
Yes, I think it was.
Thank you. Could I Councillor Cousins?
Just to clarify, Rosie, you probably agree with me. It's not so much about the tendering; it's about to negotiate.
Yes, sorry, we didn't want to do the tenders. It was just we were questioning whether they had asked for any further clarification on the tender process. Had they, actually exhausted everything possible and made sure they got as much as possible from the tender process? So
you answered that very well.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so can I have a mover for those minutes, please? Councillor Cousins, seconded by Councillor Park. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Those against, carried. Item number 4, receipt of the minutes of the Turangi-Tongariro Community Board, Audit and Risk Committee, Emergency Management Committee. We'll do those en bloc if that's okay. Councillor Cousins.
From 4.3 onwards, it says 11th of February. Is that correct?
What page, sorry?
March.
Oh. Should be 11th March, okay. And also, there's a recommendation there from the Turangi 4/5.
3 recommendations.
3 recommendations there. 4/3.
4/3.
4/3. 2 recommendations there. So is the council happy to carry those recommendations over, I suppose, to activate on those, and 4/5 regarding the Lines Company. Councillor Cousins.
Mr. Chairman, just in regards to the car proposal telling more, a little bit of a left field one there, because we understood that there's Māori carving at the bottom of it and then a drill that came up the top, but it's been disclosed that it was meant to represent Turangi's roots, and then the drilling history as well, the tunnelling history. That's actually a drill bit, it's not a tunnelling bit. So we're in a bit of a conundrum now about whether it actually has any relativity to us.
Okay. Councillor Stewart has tabled something, have you?
It's just some photos of the two sculptures, so that people actually know what we're talking about and what they look like.
Right. Yes, Councillor.
I'm pretty sure, but could we just clarify the budget that was set aside for Taupo sculpture? I believe that is a part share, like dollar for dollar.
Yes, it is.
So, what are we agreeing to for the council to take out who's funding the extra money?
They're going back once they have the money from council secured. They will go out to the businesses to get the rest of the funds to go towards it. It will be done 50-50.
And so, do we know how much there is in that standing in that account presently for this financial year? Because we've got those 2 sculptures out there on rental, haven't we?
Yes, that's right. I would say that we've got of the order of $20,000 still in the budget. There's been very little draw on it this year.
Okay, thank you.
Everybody.
Clarification. So effectively, we're looking at this money's coming out of the 13-14 budget, not 14-15. It's been allocated, but it doesn't have to be spent.
And then so that's the one there. Now just going over to 4 bar 5, just a bit of clarification from the board meeting. Is that what you want to say on the survey, or you got some yes or no? I probably know what the answer is going to be, but could I just have? Sorry, apologies, I wasn't at that meeting. Just a clarification of, is that the right wording, or is there still? How does the council feel?
Yes, I've spoken with the group that came with the presentation to council, and I'm more than happy for us to have a look at the wording and change the wording to reflect. They understand that it's too restrictive if you're just saying we want out from the Lions Company, and that we need a way forward to get the Lions Company to change their mind on their method of charging. I'd also like to ask that because Ruapehu are having the same issues, and Waitomo News had a big article in it the other day about how affected they're getting with their elderly people and people on fixed incomes with the same problem that we're having. And I'd like to ask that through the mayors or some channel, we ask those district councils also to do a similar thing to we're doing, to collect their thoughts as well, and then find the way forward.
Okay, Councillor Park.
Just my understanding, just from years of involvement from working for locally impaired and whatnot in a prior life, there's actually a legislative change that needs to happen. Is that correct? Therefore, wouldn't it be better for everyone to get together and petition Parliament rather than fill in a survey form?
Just to add to that, Anna, that is part of what this group want to do, but they want to get some feedback from everybody first so that they have something concrete to set it up with.
But sorry, Your Worship, there will be a cost. So the most efficient way forward, an effective way, is something that I would just think about.
Councillor Cousins?
My concern was, and some of the people in Turangi-Tongariro, I'm not sure supporting them, but it's not that I'm not supporting them, I'm being a devil's advocate. And a question that says, do you want out of a Lions Company, yes or no? So if we all answer yes, be careful what you wish for, because who's going to take us? Because there's nothing there to go to. So I think the most pragmatic way through it is to put pressure on the Lions Company to act responsibly as a business. The community is looking for us for help here. Yeah, frustration.
Councillor Jollins.
Through Your Worship, saying Councillor Cousins is right. There is actually no way that community can actually come off the Lions Company. It's a monopoly. There are no other options. So we need to be very careful about how we manage the expectations on what the survey is going to deliver. I'm very supportive of the survey, and I take very much a comment that Councillor Stewart said the other day about helping where we can to collect the survey, but I think very much we need to be clear that that survey is then the responsibility of that community to take to government, whether it's a petition or whether they go through the Commerce Commission, because their pricing model will be up for discussion in April 2015, so this is the time to be doing this. We have spoken to the Ruapehu Mayor, and Don Cameron is very interested in meeting with His Worship as well to discuss what these other communities can do as well, so that's happening shortly. So I think in terms of costs, I think the discussion had been that maybe the survey went out in the next rates notice, but I would look to maybe the council staff to give us some advice on how that should be done, and maybe we should work on the wording and get that approved together collectively before it goes out.
So perhaps I suggest the wording goes back to the board. Could the board come back with the correct wording? Mr. Green.
We could, when you pass that recommendation for resolution, change to say be surveyed with an appropriate question about the Lions Company, and then it's all part of that. So we can amend those now.
Okay. How does people feel about that? So you come back with the appropriate wording on that. But picking up on what Councillor Jolland said, yeah, I'm more than happy to meet with the Mayor of Ruapehu and possibly Waitomo now, by the sound of it too. Yeah, yeah. So, well, they are the three sort of councils that are involved as such. So, and then a joint statement from us would be certainly probably helpful. But appreciate the community's expectation. You know, we can only do so much with this and help our residents out. But it is what it is. So, okay, so 4/5, 4/7. So, could I have a mover for any other questions? Councillor Hickling.
Just before you move, Your Worship, just on 4/11, just right down at the bottom, it's talking about governance risk, that the staff prepare some information for a workshop, and I just wondered if we can keep that in mind when we look at the meeting schedule at the end of the meeting, Your Worship. Okay. I don't want it to be forgotten, that's all.
So when for the meeting.
For the meeting,
yeah, sure.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
if you could just make that, bring that up then, yeah, that'll be cool. Okay. So they're the receipt of the minutes on block. Is that right, Tina? That's, I've got all the right ones?
Yeah, I think maybe we just note the change to that recommendation as well.
Maybe change the recommendation. Yep. Okay, could I have a mover? Oh, sorry, Councillor Stewart.
One more question. With the survey that's going to go out, do we need to put something in to say it will go out with the rates, or what do we do?
What did you say? Yeah, great. Prefer not the resolution apparently, so we'll just leave it as it. But that would be the ideal way to do it.
Yep.
Do it, and that when we send out the rate demand with the newsletter and what have you. Obviously, we don't want to send out a separate scenario. Bear in mind, this is TT.
Yes.
Turangi-Tongariro Ward, nothing to do with Taupo.
Yeah.
Okay. Have a move for those minutes. Councillor Stewart, seconded by Councillor Cousins. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Carried. Item number 5.
Thank you, Your Worship. That's the Chief Executive's report. We'll take the report as read. Just want to highlight that February into March has been sort of probably one of the busier times we've had regionally. A lot of mayoral forum and Bay of Plenty triennial forum work that Mayor and Chief Executive have been involved with. A number of projects that are focusing this year, an election year, on having a collective voice in the Waikato and having a collective voice in the Bay of Plenty, so that any issues in relation to the election will be voiced from the local government perspective in a consistent and planned way. So yeah, a lot of message has been going out regionally in that regard. Both spatial planning exercises in the Bay and the Waikato are getting to a stage where they're key decision points in terms of progressing to the next stage of development. Other than that, just a report to clarify we continue to have a busy time. Ironman was very successful again this year. And that our staff have been very actively engaged in making sure that Taupo remains the place that we know it is for that event and that summer season. So happy to take questions.
Thank you, Rob. Any questions or queries of Mr. Williams? Councillor Jollins.
Through your worship, Rob, just one question. In the report we usually include the organisational measures as well, and I didn't see them in this report, but a reference to saying they'd be covered in April. Was there any reason why they weren't included for February?
As far as I'm aware, the organisational measures are the ones that we do quarterly, are they?
It makes mention in the report that they were going to be in April, but I usually see them every month, don't I? Or have I misread that?
I'll double check on you for that, yeah.
Councillor Boddy.
Chairman, on 5/10, it states legal expenses are higher than planned due to the SFO investigation. How much higher were our legal fees because of that particular event?
Jeanette.
Hello, Jeanette.
I don't have the figures exactly, but I think it's in the region of 25 to 30,000. The SFO investigation.
Are you able to get those exact figures, please? Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or queries? Councillor Williams.
Your Worship, just relating, I've got a couple of questions relating to the report, but a couple of questions later related to Agenda 11. But on the page 5.8, it's got the full-year budget for finance cost 11 million, and the forecast is 10.7 million. This is good news, or obviously, but this changed from February the last 2 months.
Sorry, 5/8.
5/8 finance costs.
Finance costs.
We're revisiting the forecast every month now,
Right.
and we felt it was prudent to bring back the forecast on the finance expenditure because we are below budget year to date.
Okay. And just with regard to page 510, so, the last 2 months, is other items. I'm not one in specifics, but it's another $1.4 million in extra items. What would be a major? Is it a major component, or is it a lot of?
Other items includes a lot of things, and some costs we don't know, we don't have a bill for until the end of the year. So without me going back and analysing where the costs are, I can't comment. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor. Any other questions or queries? Councillor Cousins. Talk into the mic. Thanks.
Through you, Mr. Chairman. Just on 521, I've got too far ahead of myself. Just on the bottom there, it says Turangi Town Centre Revitalisation. I just want to say thank you to Andrew Bowden for your exceptional work down there from our community. So thank you for that.
Who, sorry?
Andrew.
Andrew Bowden. Oh, well done, Andrew. Thank you. Okay.
Well, you wish, just wondering whether I could jump to agenda number 11 with regard to financial.
Item 5.
Oh, you will. Okay, I'll wait.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got the Chief Executive's report. Councillor Truman.
Yeah, I just also want to say, just under the project performance, just as part of the projects, can the Mangakino revitalisation, so the Civic Centre and the Lakefront Reserve be put in there? Like the toilets were finished, as far as I can remember, in December, and yeah, it looks like Mangakino's not included again, so if we could put them in, that would be great. Thank you.
Yes, the body.
Just ask to put a clarification, Mr. Ward. I've picked this up since going through the annual plan process. If we go back to last year's annual plan 13-14, when it comes to finances, you have a net deficit in brackets surplus of operations. But the document we're looking at the moment and the one to do with the annual plan says surplus with deficit in brackets. Is there a reason for that change?
Sorry, for the reason for the change in the brackets?
Yeah, well, so I'm assuming that now we've got in the annual plan of last year, surpluses in brackets. So if the figure at the end of the column is in brackets, it's surplus. We're now saying that the deficit's in brackets. I'm just wondering why we've changed that around.
I have no idea actually, but
well, I'm struggling with the annual plan just to start with, and when I get figures like that, and we also see, and I can get onto that when we do the annual plan, the figures that have been given in the annual plan, the way the format is doesn't match up with the simplicity of last year's annual plan. And that might just be me.
Just on the format, the annual plan that you're going to be receiving later on is in the same format as this. What we try to do in this report is to give you a format that is very similar to the annual report, so that when you receive the annual report, you're not looking at something that is completely different. In the past, the annual plan has been slightly different, and this year we have tried to make it the same so that you're looking at the same data. I can't comment on the brackets though, I'm sorry.
one of the problems with trying to get things simplistic is that it's not a simplistic business, and we have requirements under IFRS
gap. So as Jeanette's just saying, that what we've spent a bit of work on with the annual plan is getting more of that direct alignment with the annual plan, with the annual report, which is ultimately the audited document. So as Jeanette said, we've actually got another handout that will come in the annual plan item to get that closer alignment there. And I guess the bracket example may be an example of that, councillor, whereby perhaps we were. At the end of the day, you can show them either way as long as you explain what it is. But I acknowledge the confusion, and we're trying to take that confusion out.
Thank you. Through the chair, what the format here is consistent with the long-term plan. And the other test that no one's actually picked up is the deliberate test we put on page 5/7.
I was wondering if someone would get that.
Oh, 3 days after the year.
It's been a long February.
Your Worship, was a pick up on page 5, without being picky, pedantic, 5/22 is a 7-year plan there. So it must be a typing error.
Yeah, 1525.
Yes. Through your Worship, that relates to that organisational one I was mentioning as well. So, just usually in the monthly report.
Okay. Oh, sorry, you've got. Thank you for those questions and queries. Thanks, Jeanette. Okay, there's a suggested resolution there on item 5. Report we received. Councillor Park. Seconded by Councillor Jollins. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Those against, carried. Item number 6.